Deep in the forward 50, I think it's something that's going to really test Crowley. I mean, he's done it before. He gets dragged forward on numerous occasions.
Cover the footy.
Big crowd here at Patterson Stadium. A few spare seats, but they're a little subdued at the moment, the crowd. From the ball up, Jacobs, perfect, down to Dangerfield, wobbly on the left, and Mzungu made it his.
Well, that's a good matchup, isn't it? Mzungu and Rory Sloane. Both been in great form. This is a good change starting to evolve.
Yeah, and Crowley gets off. Dangerfield thought about taking the step and taking him on. Clark's on the move, just puts it in front, just massaged it in front of him nicely. And it would have been harder for Clark to get out of the way of that than Mark.
A foot race, Clark and Rutten. Rutten's not the fastest over 20 metres, and big Clark, just that giant stride. He was quick out of the blocks and had plenty of time and space.
Well, it does look the matchup they can expose the most. If Clark can get himself in the right position and, of course, convert opportunities.
Strikes it okay, but doesn't bring it back enough.
And he kicked it 40 metres as well.
Well, in the first quarter, the Crows had 4 kickouts and they all went to the right-hand side. Now, whether or not they'll continue to do that at the other end of the ground, we'll find out.
Looks it. That's the way they're setting up.
All setting up to the right-hand side again.
Jacobs and Sandlands. Jacobs slapped Sandlands' hand, so he couldn't really attempt the mark. Taylor Walker came down, slipped the tackle nicely, got the handball to Otten. Cameron half dragged down by Sutcliffe. Spur gets back. Took on Lyons. Dawson doesn't like to kick it. Had to handball it back to Spur, who's in a worse position. And good contest between Laird and Ibbotson. The most kicks that Dawson's had in a game this year is 4. He does like the handball. Doesn't like to be the delivery man from defence.
Yeah, I don't think it's in his job description. The exit kick from deep defence.
Sandlands again with the reach to Mundy. Peels his way clear, and Hill is on the run. Not a lot to go too long. Adelaide had the spare man. He only had the short to Subin. Perfect.
That was A-grade Mundy.
Pav again, and that is perfection for Fremantle. They waited. They knew what they were all about there. It wasn't a long bomb. It was about the target that was free.
That was the perfect key forward lead. He was charging back towards the goals, engaged with the body on Talia, pushed him off, gave him the 3 or 4 metre head start, and over a 30 metre kick, you just cannot stop the forward.
He's got one. He's got their only one. From 48, and again, just a good Adelaide contingent behind that goal,
isn't it? And they're enjoying what they see at the moment, Dwayne. And goal kicking, it's habitual, as is goal kicking missing.
That's a mental game. You miss the first one, makes it a little bit hard, and he's had 2 shots or 3 shots. One went nice and straight, 2 just spray them.
Deserved a goal. That was A-grade stoppage work from Mundy, and then Hill was on his bike. He's got the dance going.
Kerridge told to go. Sandlands again in the middle of it. Jacobs again punches it away. Sloane to Thompson. Got an arm free. Manufactured a kick somehow. McKay. He's got one-on-ones ahead. He's got the Cameron one-on-one. He's got Lyons in a one-on-one. Johnson drops back. Eddie Betts had the reach for it. Got it up. Sloane left it behind. And missed Thompson. Ibbotson went to ground. Not a good option. McFarlane. Johnson. Spur.
Good forward pressure, Crows.
Absolutely. It's Fremantle-like. Walker full forward. Not quite. Jenkins not quite. Still got it. Still goes. Didn't hit the right side of the ball. Pierce. But it'll be coming back. Otten gathers.
Well, Ross will be filthy on that.
They're lining up short in the corridor.
He's a better kick than that, just to put it straight on someone's chest. That is a great use of the arms, the tentacles, whatever you want to call it.
There's no one ahead of him, though. He had to keep bouncing and had to keep taking them on, and that was a throw.
Which one? Both of them, I think.
That was bizarre. He got away with that. Ballantyne tried to shimmy. He does have Pavlich ahead of him. He didn't go for that option. Hill, the half volley, back to Sandlands. Big man spent. Hands it up to Fyfe. Turnover. Quality contest right now. McKay wide. Laird, the sidestep. Yench, he is their delivery man normally. Dangerfield held free kick. Had 3 Dockers around him. Didn't need to do that, Crowley. And Dangerfield would do the boot up.
Well, that brought back memories of Harry Madden charging down the wing at Waverley and slotting a goal, and I think it was a semi-final.
Yeah, it was against the Crows as well. Big Sean Wren chasing him.
Good fly and Spur over the top. Plays on quickly to Neil. He kicked it behind Hill. Again, there was a play coming off, and he kicked it behind him and had to tell him to go back and get it. Main. Fyfe. Walker and Barlow. Walker. The scoop handball over the top. Sutcliffe. Ibbotson. Crunched. Not 15. Pearce. Back inboard. Neil. Just gets away. Pavlich short. Half volley, not quite. Otten. That's the throw, you'd think.
I think he seemed to throw it up before he hit it.
Yeah, you're allowed to hit it off your palm, but you're not allowed to toss it in the air and fist it. Crowley runs on with Brown, gets his chance here.
Great kick from Subin and a magnificent run from Ryan Crowley. They need a settling goal here. The pressure in the Crows has been superb, and there's been a couple of Fremantle mistakes that have been very unlike this team. Twice now we've seen blokes run into the bench not knowing that the ball had been kicked directly at them. They desperately need Ryan Crowley to slot this goal.
He has kicked 7 this year, 7-2. He is the tagging template that everybody looks at around the comp, but he can't nail that.
When you're tagging, you've got to make the most of those opportunities.
1-6 now. It's starting to become a major problem.
They're worth 2, aren't they? The goals the taggers kick.
Well,
Douglas
absolutely.
caught, and was that a handball? Duffield, Main to end his drought. Hands it up to Clark. About to be caught. Duffield! Finally!
Well, that's what happens when a backman takes the game into his own hands, and he's sat down the back line defending for the last 60-odd minutes. Lynchy maybe 45. And said, is there any danger any of you forwards could kick a goal, or do you need me to come from the back half and show you how it's done?
Yeah, absolutely. They've done it very well. Plus 12 in disposals for this quarter. The Fremantle Dockers inside 50s are the same, but they're getting the run, the support, handball receives, uncontested possessions right up. Bit of reward for effort, very important. You keep banging the ball in to your forward 50. If it keeps rebounding out or you're kicking behind, it's going to take a toll.
Crowley again, back to a 2-point contest. Dangerfield tracks it down. Handball a little too slippery from Martin. Back to Dangerfield, arms free to Brown, everything under pressure. Laird, heads wide, Podsy Adelaide missed him completely. Johnson couldn't get there in time, Ibbotson bops it up.
This is a double win because it looks as if Duffield has been pushed up to pick up Brodie Smith.
They grabbed Johnson, thought about playing on, nearly did, and nearly got 50, and Walker's crept a metre or 2 over the mark. Spur.
Got Rutten and Clark in the goal square.
It's got Dawson, who isn't a known goal scorer and isn't a known kicker, as we said, and he wants to. His instinct is to handball. Let's see how he goes. Not bad. Puts it up. Sandlands is there. Pavlich is there. The big fists come. Mundy for the crumb. Gives it up to Neil. Duffield for 2 in a row.
It is Martin. He's pushed up onto the wing.
Yep.
And he's had 2 opportunities. There is rain forecast to fall in the second half. Whether or not the Weather Bureau's got it that accurate, we're not sure, but it's a cracking pace at the present time. Let's hope it stays away.
Absolutely. Crowley inboard. Barlow, he's got Hill. Hill has Main on the run. Put it in front, but too far in front. Main got it on the bounce to Neil. Looks up, thought about going for goal. That might work. Subin, it touched the deck. Johnson, 1-step start. Sits it on Pav's head. Oh, he's still good enough.
That's a really good mark. He realised he had to stop. Double foot jump and a good strong mark in front of Talia. And this is just the short kick from Johnson. Talia would be disappointed arched the back, made it very difficult for Talia to get near the ball.
Some might wonder why Talia and not Rutten is on Matthew Pavlich, but Talia is their #1 defender these days. Really doesn't take the big guns, and Matthew Pavlich is the biggest of all Fremantle big guns. But he can't again. Disaster. They should be in front.
Letting the Crows well and truly off the hook here. 1 goal 4 for the quarter to no score. 57 disposals to 30 now.
So being predictable with the kick-ins, kicking it always to the right side, is that for predictability, or is it setting you up for a rope-a-dope at some stage later on in the match?
I like the thinking.
Always giving it to Sandlands' direction as well. Laird, Dangerfield, arms free, might have to go and get his own ball. Mzungu, this will go! No, well, they're in front. By that behind.
If it keeps coming back from these kick-outs, they might have to go to plan B.
The Dockers now know exactly where the ball's going to go, so they've got some numbers there. The issue is, do they open up the space and go down the corridor?
Well, there they do. Too often. There's the rope-a-dope, Jared.
Well, I think you're right, because Jacobs was 85 metres from the ball, so he allowed that space in the front.
Sloan on the run. Gee, hits him lace out, the big man. Sloan's got Yench on the run. Podsy Adelaide, who can roost the ball. Not suggesting he goes for goal, but he could go for Taylor Walker, who's on the march. Forward pocket, held, had to be a free and marked it anyway.
Good transition to the footy by the Crows. Half a dozen kicks, half a dozen marks, and they've got it in the man's hands.
Taylor, here's the mark.
There's the lead. Kicked 5 goals, 1 from 10 marks and 22 possessions last week against the Gold Coast. Taylor Walker to the booze for the lead back. Strikes it reasonably well, just misses.
That would have been a nasty pill to swallow for the Fremantle Dockers. First time they've been inside the forward 50 for about 7 or 8 minutes. Adelaide Crows, and to score a goal there would have been a massive victory.
Crowley. Sloan under this, makes a contest. Hill left it behind. Martin. Sloan. McKay pokes it inside 50. Play on the call. Mundy lays a good tackle. Neal. Pearce, Sutcliffe, Barlow. Well worked Fremantle. Clark should give him the end of it. Showed some poise there under some pressure with no room to move until then. Douglas. Talia slaps it down. Eddie Betts. Well, he was trying to work out what he was going to do with it before he got it and gave a free kick away, Eddie. Spur is winning that battle.
Very good contest. You're spot on before, Dwayne, when you said Eddie Betts can tear the game apart in 5 or 6 minutes, kicking 3 or 4 goals. But at this stage, Spur is doing a really good job and racking up plenty of the ball.
Let you, Gerald, tell you, Fremantle do better than most sides. It's all the work off the ball they do and help each other get these little leads. The blocks that they're doing down the ground to make sure that they get these guys out like this is just as good as I've seen any team do.
Mundy pumps at 5. Kerridge 1-on-1. 5.
This is great strength overhead.
But will he go for goal? Because the kicking at goal can let him down.
Well, he needs to take the responsibility here, and he's an experienced player now. He needs to go back and slot this one. Similar to the Dangerfield-Crowley matchup, Fyfe can go forward. He hasn't had a big impact on this game so far. He's taken his direct opponent, Kerridge, forward.
This is big. Injured angle last week. Had a lean trot against the Dogs. Fyfe might be back.
Well, it's been a really impressive second term by the Fremantle Dockers. They were challenged at quarter time because of sloppy ball work. I reckon they would have been challenged for contested footy too, and they've turned the tables on the visitors in the contested ball in this term. They've worked a lot harder. They've got a lot more handball receives. They've run a lot better. And they've been led by Lockie Neal, who's starting to rack them up, along with Ryan Crowley and Lee Spur doing well as well.
That's an important goal for Nate Fyfe and the Fremantle Dockers. Fyfe's only had 2 disposals for this quarter. Hasn't had a massive impact so far, 7 for the game. So that was important that he went back and kicked that one.
Coming off a 14 possession game last week, and he was about to get another one there. The umpire recalls the bounce.
Yeah. Be very disappointed with that. When you're struggling to get the ball, you want to get those.
Sandlands and Jenkins again, and the same thing. Sandlands down to 5. To Barlow to Mundy. Fremantle have got their mojo back suddenly. To Clark, edged out of it by Rutten to the side legally. Yanch, good pressure on the kick. Ballantyne won't get the possession, but he caused a Fremantle turnover. Mazungu.
2 loose back for the Crows. So the long kick will go to where they're outnumbered.
Clark's there forward if he can get the leap. He's up from 4 deep. Crunch. Podsy Adelaide back against the grain. Took them all out. Thompson. McKay. Crunch. Hospital handball in every sense. And he got up for 2 high.
What about getting one of those handballs, Jared? Thanks for that one.
Oh, and the pressure's starting to take its toll. This time it's on the Crows. It's been a complete reversal of what we saw in the first quarter. And a good response by the Dockers.
Back into play. Again, Sandlands with a genuine fist to where he wanted to put it. Mundy, Ballantyne, Eddie Betts, great smother, Fyfe.
And that is just great to see. The whole competition, for whatever reason, has been hitting it seems, to the defensive hit from these centre bounce, or these throw-ins for way too long. It becomes so predictable that a dominant player like Sandlands loses his advantage. Defensive hit once again. But the pop, great to see.
Kerridge just got a kick away. Magnificent pressure to watch from Fremantle here. Johnson in Ballantyne's direction. Brown seeking the line if he wants it. 27 to 21. And they are spent because they're chasing so hard. Ballantyne hasn't seen a lot of it possession-wise, but they are working themselves right now, Fremantle, and they've worked their way back into this contest and lead by 6, and they've got another chance coming up here to add to it. Mundy.
Against Thompson, holding at that stoppage. Just heard from the umpire there, you grabbed him.
He's another who hasn't scored for a while, has not kicked a goal for the past 4 games. David Mundy.
15 gone. 3 metres.
Pressure on him to make it a 12-point lead. About the ticking of time on. Second term, and he sprays that. Still in play. Still Subban. Takes them on. Bends it back. Goal square. Adelaide with the numbers. Lions waited under that for an eternity.
Had plenty of talk from Thompson from behind, so just helps you go for those high balls with a bit more confidence.
Yeah, yours, you're going to be killed, but it's yours. Sloan, good grab. Didn't hold it.
If the Dockers lose this match, they're going to look at the scoreboard. 3 goals, 9, just coming into half-time, and they'll know where they lost it.
Well, interestingly enough, Brendan Sanderson said a couple of days ago that 10 goals might win it for Adelaide. They are a low-scoring team, Fremantle. They do win their games with lowish scores, and right now we're on track for a game that might be won by a team with 10.
Well, they need a response right now because they're second to the ball and their pressure is down. This is a good turnover and opportunity.
Kerridge for the run. Walker and McFarlane. Bouncing ball, rolling ball. McFarlane had to wait. Walker tracks him down. Oh, he shrugged him at ease. He shook him off.
That's why he's been a great fullback. His athleticism is incredible. He's now the wrong side of 30 and he's still running as if he's got years to go.
He's by far the best I've played on, Jared, as far as athleticism. He's quick, he's strong, he can jump, he can do all. I mean, just look at this for a bit of a shimmy here on Walker. He just completely loses him with that right foot step. One thing DeSando did say during the week, guys, that if they do start handballing backwards or going slow, Fremantle's defence will eat them up, and that's exactly what's happened this quarter.
Sloan to Jacobs. Walker under this with McFarlane again. Walker just brings it down one hand. Lions through the traffic. Eddie Betts. Rare chance, dragged down, splendid tackle. Pearce just got his jumper. Spur from the back pocket. Sandlands and Jacobs again. Jacobs
Says it was good, nice little bit of work from Lyons as well, who is really impressive.
Sloan, Walker's on the lead, didn't hit him. Walker puts his head down, hoping for a free. Umpire not sucked in. Main to Pearce, to Hill. Otten got him. Sloan. Been padded amazing pace right now. Thompson inside 50. And Cameron, who kicked 2 goals in the opening term. It's a chance for his third.
Sloan's work rate is unbelievable. It's worth, I mean, you can't pick it up on the TV, unfortunately, but if you're ever seeing him live, have a look off the ball and have a look at how hard he runs to get hold of the leather.
Well, it was a poor kick from Sloan to Walker, but he made up for it. He got back second and third effort.
Charlie Cameron for his third, and to level the scores, and he can't.
Moons, I might get you to change the footy at half-time if you wouldn't mind.
Hasn't been a good day, has it? I mean, it's been a horrible day in front of goal. It's really surprising. It's beautiful conditions down here. There shouldn't really be an excuse for the way they are. You know, really missing big too.
3 goals 9 to 3 goals 4 is the scoreline right now.
Good battle between the big blokes. I think Sandland's slightly on top, but a nice comeback from Sauce Jacobs with that last grab.
They're working hard in the contest to get his body against Sandilands, just trying to negate that contest.
Slowed again. Walker, touch, told to go. Didn't complete the deal anyway.
Oh, big tackle.
Pearce. Douglas. Called to go. Thompson tries a slap on. 15 players around it right now. Cameron had a slick opportunity. Couldn't make something of it. Pearce makes it somebody else's problem. Adelaide with the numbers. Talia.
There's got a man he can set free, and he does, but they've got to find somebody in the congestion. Keep it wide. Maybe Cameron already.
Yench puts it wide in Cameron's direction. Somehow it found him.
He's got it.
He's got it. He has slotted it. He's got 3.
And it was a good kick coming in because he went wide to where the space was. You just can't keep going back. It was a cluster of Fremantle players, and it would have just been blind luck if it had fallen their way. But this time it was a one-on-one against Duffield, and he just rebounded at best. He's got enormous pace, and he went with the check side. Great goal.
And we spoke earlier about that reward for effort, and when you keep kicking points, it is mentally draining. Fremantle could go in very disappointed.
Adelaide back in front. Adelaide were a little disappointed he didn't get the NAB Rising Star nomination for his first ever AFL game. He starred. They put a highlights package of him on the AFL website and then ignored him. And he's on track here with 3 goals, the most of any player on the ground.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too disappointed. He'll get a few opportunities to get nominated, I would have thought.
And here he is on cue. Absolutely.
Oh, far side.
Long kick. Well measured kick. So Martin, is he within range?
Just out, I would have thought.
Guys, just a quick one out here. Michael Johnson, you just see there going down in the rooms. Looks to be a right leg, right ankle type of scenario at the moment.
It didn't look like he was overly impressed either.
Brodie Martin likes his chances and got a bit too close to the man on the mark. Pearce, after main smother, down to Rutten. Waited, gathered, Smith, a step on Pearce, loads the handball, Otten, quick kick away, full forward, Sandlands, secure. Adelaide in front. Hard to believe because Fremantle owned the ball in the first half of this term. Clark. And Pavlich takes it to the line. They've had more scoring shots, 3 goals 9 to 4 goals 4, but Adelaide lead.
Thanks, guys. That's it.
.24 minutes gone. 2 left. Touch play on the call. Sandlands now reaches Hill. McFarlane. Duffield to Hill. And again, not a lot to go to by foot. Had to give to Barlow to change direction in hope there's more out that side. Clark half wrapped up and dropping back Martin.
Bad kick.
Spoller. Yench off the deck. Fremantle have space to use now. Neal. Barlow. Back to Neal. They go backwards. Duffield cautious. Pavlich lends a hand. all the way back to half-back.
It wasn't a good kick, but the defensive coverage was there to force Fremantle back instead of giving them an opportunity to burst forward.
We spoke a lot pre-match about the tools for Adelaide, and they took a massive amount of marks inside forward 50 last week. Well, right now, the only contested marks inside forward 50 for Adelaide are Charlie Cameron and Patrick Dangerfield.
Oh. Clock running down to a minute. Still a late chance for an Adelaide addition here. Thompson needs to hit a target and does. Walker just within his range, I think, Jared. He's going to load up. He gets plenty of it. There's no one in the square. And he misses. If you have just joined us, Adelaide led at quarter time by 10 points.
I think JJ or Josh Jenkins, he's just got to learn from that. He could hold his lead back another 5 or 6 seconds, which means when he does mark the ball, he's only 25 metres out. If that lead had been on it, he would have marked it about not much closer to goal than Tex Walker.
Crowley with 30 seconds left, short to Subin. Open spaces ahead for Fremantle. He says, let's hold it up for a second, boys. But the seconds tick down. The fans wanting to get on with it. Duffield down to 15 seconds. Still time enough for a long bomb and a mark. He goes long. Fyfe at half forward. He leaves it in the end for Sutcliffe. Down to 5 seconds. Needs to get it in there in a hurry. Takes some time. Siren might sound with it in the air. It does. Half time in an extremely tight contest, played at a frenetic pace. And it has been talked about. These two teams met twice last year. Fremantle won both times. They won 10 goals to 8 in round 10 and 11 goals to 7 in round 18. And right now at half time, it's 3 goals to 4, and the Adelaide Crows lead away from home. After leading at quarter time by 10 points, they lead right now by 2 as we go back downstairs to Cameron Mooney.
Well, David, by your standards, as a team standards, it wasn't a great first quarter, but fought your way back in, especially around the stoppages.
Yeah, I think in the first quarter we were just a bit cute with the football, which really put us under the pump. And to Adelaide's credit, they've really come with a good intensity. They're tackling hard for that whole half, so I think the onus will be on us just to use the ball a little bit better and continue to hunt after it.
Speaking of using the ball, your goal kicking, both sides, really, it's just not happening today, is it?
Yeah, it's bizarre because there's no wind out here and the footies are pumped up, so there's no excuses, really.
Thanks, mate. Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Quality contest to half-time, as you can expect, from two teams that are genuine contenders for 2014 at their best. Fremantle 3-9-27. Adelaide 4-5-29.